Now we're going to learn about what I call two-bet craps. So by looking at the table, we can see what the situation is. I have a pass line bet. It's established to the point 6. We have a $5 flat bet, and we have a $5 odds bet. Now, if this were the situation and had just occurred and linked this bet to the 6, before the dice roll again, and you have some time because there's administrative work that goes on in between the dice rolls. The dealers will pay certain bets. People who will be foolishly betting on the propositions here they'll have their money being taken by the dealers. So, before the dice roll again, you would place a bet on the come bar. Now, the rules that we've learned up to now apply exactly to this bet. A 2, 3, or a 12 will lose it. A 7 or 11 will win it. And any other number will link this bet to that number. The difference is the dealers will take this bet and place it up in these boxes in the position that corresponds to where you are standing at the crap table. So I'm in the corner here. There'd be a stick man here handling the dice, a dealer right up here. And so my position is the corner of this table, so they'll put the bet there. So let's see what happens. So you see that the bet has rolled. A 4 came up, and they placed the 4 up in the position relative to where I'm standing. Now, before the dice roll again, I want odds on this number. So we know the odds on the 4 are 2 to 1. So I would, in real life, drop a chip up here, look at this dealer in the eye, and say odds on my 4. But in the computer version, we take a bet like that. And you'll notice there's a flat bet, a bet underneath, and there's a bet, and we say it's capping the other bet. It's half on and half off. And that's the accounting system that the dealers use and the casino uses to say, oh, the bottom bet's the flat bet, and the top bet is the odds bet. So now, instead of just one bet craps where I'm waiting for my pass line number, I'm waiting for a 6 or a 4. And if you remember from the earlier lessons when all those other numbers were coming up and the pass line bet never even paid off, this is starting to take advantage of the dice in a real way. So let's roll and see what we do. We got a 9, nothing. We got an 8, hard 8. We have an 11. So the only thing we're vulnerable right now, 6, we made our pass line bet and won some money. The only thing we were vulnerable to was a 7. Now, this is an interesting situation. We'll take our pass line bet again, and in real life, I'd be increasing that bet because I won a bet, and in our money management lessons upcoming, we'll talk about pushing with the house's money. But for now, we'll just use $5 units. This bet is, again, waiting to be linked to a number. But look, we've got a bet already established here. So if I were to roll a 7 right now, all the rules would apply. This bet would win. This bottom flat bet would lose. And on a come-out roll, when you are coming out for a new pass line number, which is marked by this marker, the odds are not working, is the terminology. In other words, the odds aren't in play. So if I were to roll a 7 right now, this bet would win. This bottom bet would lose, and they would give me my $5 chip back. My odds would come back to me. So, let's roll. 3 crap, we lost it. It doesn't matter, because we could just have easily have won that bet. And 8. So, the odds on the 8 are 6 to 5. We take $5 odds, and now we're waiting for more than one number. Now we're waiting for an 8 or a 4. So that's how the come starts to work. And you can see I could take another come bet. Oh, 11. Well, just as we know from our earlier rules, this bet was waiting for a number. 11 comes off and pays us. That's nice. Let's do it again. Oh, 8, the pass line number. Now, you'll notice the pass line's empty. This flat bet is now linked to the 8. So even though odds aren't working on the come-out roll, I might say, drop my chip here in real life and say to the dealer, look them in the eye and say, odds on my 8, please. and they'd say, you know, the odds aren't working on the come out roll, and I'd say sure, and then I would take a pass line bet. And now if I roll a 7, I'll lose the bottom flat bets, I'll get my odds back, and this bet would win. So let's see what happens. 5. Odds on the 5 are 3-2. So we take $6 odds, and now I'm waiting for a 4, a 5, or an 8. Any one of those will pay me, and a 7 will lose them all. It takes some guts to play craps. So that starts to give you a sense of how you can bet on more than one number using the come bar, and the dealers do all the bet moving. You just drop the money on the table, you put it on the come, you drop the money and say odds on my whatever, and they keep track, and they will pay off, and then they'll push the money towards you. If any of these numbers were to win, they would push the money back towards you, and you would take it and take a new come bet or pass line bet as needed.